Hello friends, I welcome you all to Nityananda Physics Accelerated Batch where we are covering MST CET Physics syllabus. This is the fifth lecture on the chapter Mechanical Properties of Fluid. Last lecture we had taken the theory of surface tension. In this lecture we will be covering MCQs which have been there from the previous year papers. So before going to the MCQs part, we will just revise the formulas which we have seen in the last part. Anyone who has not attended the previous lecture, they can go and attend that lecture before, and so that their theory is clear and the formulas are clear, and then they can come to this part and start solving these MCQs. Okay, some of the formulae which we have seen last time, they are surface tension. Now we have already seen that now the surface tension is not a force. It's not, that's why its formula is Newton upon meter. Surface tension T is equal to force upon length. Now this length is effective length. Now how to find out effective length, that we have already seen in the last lecture. In different cases the effective length, the measurement will be different, and in the exams also. Now the many MCQs are there. In that MCQ solving we will be again seeing how the different effective lengths are being calculated. Now this is one of the formula which we need to remember. Sometimes the tension will be already given, the surface tension is given to us, effective length we can find it out, some conditions will be given, then the force which is required to balance it or the force which is being exerted on that length can be calculated. Now this is one formula. Then there is another formula. We have seen that the molecules which are there on the surface of liquid, they are having some potential energy. So they are having maximum potential energy at the surface and they are wanting to reduce that energy. That's why there is surface tension. Now this energy, whenever you want to bring now any molecule from the inside of water to the outside, now if there is a container and if there are some molecules here and I want to bring them to the surface, then I have to exert some work, and by doing that work will be stored in some energy, and that energy is there. Now when I am bringing this molecule to the surface, I am increasing the surface area. Now this area is actually responsible for energy. Now the kinetic and the potential energy will be stored in the sense that tension can be written as energy upon area. Now this area is effective area which we have to see. If we know the area, surface area, and the tension of this liquid, the surface tension, then we can find out how much is the potential energy which is there on that surface. This is one formula which need to remember. Second thing, already it is given to us, there is initially some energy is there, some area is already there, then the area is increasing, and when the area is increasing, then the energy is changing. Now there is increase in energy. When the area is increasing, energy has to be added there. Energy has to be exerted, then that is actually stored in terms of some work done, and whenever we are reducing the area, energy is being released. In that sense, the surface tension can be written as change in energy upon effective change in area. That's what is the another formula which we need to remember. Now the same thing, now the change in energy will be stored in the form of work done. That is the work done. Whenever I am doing work done, that is actually change in energy. That's why the same can be written as work done upon delta effective change in area. Now delta is actually change in area. Now these are the formulae which we have to deal with when we are solving different numericals here. Now one of the thing when we are finding out this area, effective area, one question which comes very often, that is a drop is there and the drop is being deformed into many droplets. Drop is converted into droplets, or droplets are converted into drop. Now what is drop and droplet? Drop is a big entity, big drop is there and is getting scattered into many droplets. Then there is some number which will be given to us. Now here we have to just remember, initially we are having a drop. And this drop is getting transformed into many droplets. Some n number of droplets are there, n number. And other question can be, from the droplets a drop is getting formed. The droplets are having radius r, all of them are having same radius, and here the drop is having radius capital R. And when the drop, now here there is drop, and drop is converted into droplets. Whenever we are converting drop to droplets, whenever drop is getting converted into droplets, energy is needed. more energy need to be supplied, and this energy will be absorbed. And why it is being supplied? Because the area is increasing. I have to bring the inside molecules to the surface. There are many inside molecules, they had to be brought to the surface, and because they are being brought to the surface, some energies of work done had to be done. Now this energy will be absorbed and area will be increased. Now what will be happening here? Area will increase and energy will be absorbed. Energy will be absorbed. And whenever I am combining many droplets into drop, that time what is happening? The area is getting reduced. Many molecules, those are outside on the surface, they are now getting space inside, and because of that now the area will be reducing here and energy will be released here. Energy will be released in this case. Now in both the cases area is changing. The observation is what? Area is changing, energy, that's why it's being sometimes absorbed, sometimes it is being released. There is some kind of work done which is happening whenever I am converting drop into droplets. But one thing is constant, that is volume. And this volume gives us the relationship between capital R and the small r, the radius of both the drops and the droplets. And we need this to find out effective area. Now the volume here, volume of drop is equal to N into volume of droplet. One droplet and the N, we are having many droplets, and that's what is N into volume of droplet. Now we know this is sphere, drop is sphere, that's why it can be taken as 4 by 3 pi r cube is equal to N times 4 by 3 pi r cube. And here after cancelling out this, I can write it down. R is equal to N cube is under root of cube root of N into R. R is equal to cube root of N into R. This is the one relationship I am getting. Another relationship in terms of R, I can write it like R is equal to capital R upon cube root of N. This is the relationship which I am getting, R and R in terms of N, when I am changing it. Now this relationship is there with us. Now the second part, I need to find out the effective change in the area. The effective change in the area is what? Initially there is some area. What is the area? Area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. That's the area. It's a drop and is completely filled inside with water. That's why I have to just consider the outside area. The outside area will be then 4 pi r square. If it is like bubble, it's a so bubble, then the area will be 8 pi r square. But I am just considering a drop. The drop will be having the area 4 pi r square. And the droplets will again have the area 4 pi r. This another r will be small, and that difference I need to find out. Now the second part which I need to find out is effective area. D change in area effective is equal to, first is like more areas where more areas are there with the droplets. That's why I have to consider N times area of droplets, that is 4 pi r square minus the area of drop. Now this can be written. Now we are having the relationship here. If you just see it here, I can convert this whole equation in the form of capital R or in the form of small r. Then both the formulas are very important for us. If the small r is given to us, the radius of droplets are given, then we need to use a formula which is mentioned in terms of small r. If the radius of drop is given to us, then we need another formula. Now here first what I will try to do, I will just replace this capital R by this thing, by this value. Now what will be my answer? N is equal to 4 pi r square minus 4 pi. Now what is this R? R will be n raised to power 1 by 3 into small r whole square. 4 pi can be taken outside. I am taking it out. 4 pi n in bracket r square minus, here again 4 pi, here it will be n square upon 3 r square. Therefore my answer will be 4 pi. Now this n can be taken inside and r square I am taking outside. Now here it will be n minus, here it will be n 2 by 3 into, again there is another n which is coming here, Okay, I just realized that it was not visible to all of you what I was writing there. Now what I was doing here, I have just replaced this r, capital R was replaced with r is equal to n cube root of n into r. That is being replaced here. Now I need to just solve it to get effective change in area. Now dA effective is equal to 4 pi r square n minus 4 pi r square n 1 by 3 whole square. That can be written 4 pi r square can be taken outside, n minus n 2 by 3. This is the one formula which I am getting in terms of small r. Now secondly, this here I can replace now this one and the first formula. The same formula can be replaced with the help of this relationship. Now I am trying to replace the small r. After replacing this, the effect question will be like this. dA, the formula will be like this. Change in effective change in area is equal to n times 2 pi. Now this r is now r upon n 1 by 3 whole square minus 4 pi r square. Okay, after solving this, now this n will go inside, n 2 pi r square upon n 2 by 3 minus 4 pi r square. Here it is 4 pi r square, not 2. Now 4 pi r square is taken common, n upon n 2 by 3 minus 1, that is equal to 4 pi r square n 1 by 3 minus 1. This is the another formula which I need to remember. One formula, delta effective is given here, which is in terms of small r, this is in terms of capital R. Now by using, if I know the effective area, then our formulas are very easy. That is just revision here. Tension is equal to force upon effective length, tension is equal to energy upon effective area, tension is equal to change in energy upon change in effective area, or work done upon change in effective area. Now effective area, how to find it out? Here the delta or dA that we have seen in this formula, where we have just converted drop into droplet or droplet into drops. This formula we need to remember. Now on this basis we will be taking some MCQs. Okay, now the first question. A big water drop is formed by the combination of n small water droplets of equal radii. The ratio of the surface energy of n drops to the surface energy of a big drop is. Now in this question they are not asking us change in surface energy. They are asking us the ratio of the ratio of the surface energies. Initially there will be some surface energy, there is big drop. Okay, there is many drops are there, n number of drops are there, and from this n number of drops we are getting one big drop. That's the question which is being there. And initially when these drops are there, small droplets, they are having their own surface energies. When they are combined together, they are formed into another drop that is also having another surface energy. Now that surface energy will be what? Surface energy is equal to tension is equal to, we know the formula, tension is equal to surface energy upon area, effective area. That's what is our formula. Now we need to find out, the surface tension will be same, because for one liquid tension will be same, but now the energy will be different. According to the area, the energy will be different now. Now for the first case, a big water droplet is formed by combination of n droplets. So initially we are having many droplets, n number of droplets are there, and they are formed into one big droplet. One big drop is being formed. It's having small radius r, here it may be having a radius big R. Every droplet is having equal radii, that is also given to us. Now the tension here, initially there will be like energy, I just need to find out here, energy E1 is equal to T into A1 effective area. Effective area of all these molecules, all these droplets, many droplets are there, every droplets are combined together, that will be my effective area. That's how I can get the energy in the beginning, and later the energy will be what? E2 is equal to tension will be the same. Again here area 2 effective area of the second part, that I need to find it out. Now again the relationship, I know I cannot directly jump towards area, because the area relationship, for area relationship I can immediately say, okay, in terms of R and the capital R I can write it down, but then again I need the relationship. Okay, I will just first write it down in terms of area. This will be E1 is equal to T n times, now what will be the area of a small one? N molecules are there, one molecule will have the area 4 pi r square. Here E2 is equal to T into 4 pi r square. That's what is our area. Now here, what is the question? The ratio of the surface energy of n drops to the surface energy of big drop. Now, what is being asked to us? E1 upon E2. That's our question, E1 upon E2. Now, E1 upon E2, if I just do it, T into n times 4 pi r square upon T into 4 times pi r square. T is going to get cancelled, 4 pi is going to get cancelled. Now my answer will be n r square upon r square. Now this answer is not, now the whatever options I am having, they are not in terms of small r and the capital R. Now I need to find out relationship of small r and the capital R. That can be found out with the help of volume of the drops and the droplets. That will be the same, because the same drops are getting combined to form a big drop. Now here one thing is known, volume of n drops is equal to volume of big drop. The volume of n drops is what? N into 4 by 3 pi r cube is equal to 4 by 3 pi r, capital R here, cube, 4 pi by 3 pi, that is getting cancelled. Therefore the relationship which is coming here, r cube is equal to r cube upon n, or r can be written as r cube upon n, sorry, it will be then r upon cube root of n. Same relationship which we have already taken in the previous questions. This equation 1, I am just replacing this with equation number 2. Therefore my equation E1 upon E2 is equal to n times capital R upon n 1 by 3 upon r square. Now this also square is there. Now after solving it, it will be n into r square upon n 2 by 3 upon r square. Now this r square is getting cancelled, n upon n 2 by 3, that is equal to n in bracket 1 minus 2 by 3, that is equal to n upon 1 by 3. Here okay, n upon 1 by 3. Now that's the relationship. In terms of ratio, it will be, I can write it like, I need little more space here. I'll just write it down here. Therefore, I can say E1 upon E2 is equal to, E1 upon E2 is equal to cube root of n upon 1. That's the ratio. Therefore, my answer will be option number D. Hopefully the things are clear. Anyways, if you want to see these solutions, already in the description the link is given. It's a OneNote link, and if you open it into Chrome browser or any browser, that link, then you will be able to see all these notes. And if you are having any difficulty, you can give your comments in the chat and we will try to solve it. If needed, I can give you the PDF through Telegram channel. Okay, now the next question we'll see. Again, for the next question, we always, whenever we are solving this question, one principle we have to follow. Whenever I am reading the question, you can also read it, then you pause the video and try to solve it yourself. And once the question is solved, then you can see if it is not, you are not able to get the solution, then go ahead to see the solution. Okay, now the next question. Now in this video, initially the questions are little difficult. Don't feel that the whole chapter is difficult, all the questions are difficult. I have purposefully kept difficult questions in the beginning, so that those who are in the beginning, we are very fresh, and that's why the difficult questions can be taken up very quickly, and then the slow questions will come, the easy questions will come, and it will give us more energy. Okay, now this question is again connected to the same previous question. Now previous question was there which had came in CET, Maharashtra CET 2017. Now this question is from Maharashtra CET 2016. The question is, a liquid drop having surface energy E is sprayed into 512 droplets of same energy. The final surface energy of droplet is. Four options are given to us. Now the same question is there. Instead of n, initially what was given to us, there was a relationship which was in terms of n. Now here instead of n, it is given to us the value of n. Now we already know the relationship. Same way we have to solve it. Now I will not be solving this question again. I know the relationship that I will be using. We know the relationship here, E1 upon E2 is equal to liquid drop having energy E is sprayed into many. Initially we have the question where it was droplets are combined. Here is opposite. Now I have to take it in the opposite way. It will be in the sense, it will be opposite of the previous question. It will be like E2 upon E1 is equal to 1 upon cube root of n. That will be my formula for this particular case. Now this, what is our E? The liquid's drop is having surface energy. Initially the energy is given as E. Okay, this energy is given us as E, and we need to find out E1. E1 is question mark to us, that we need to find out how much is the final energy of the droplet, and here is under root cube root of 512. Now 512 is the cube of 8. So therefore it can be written as E upon E1 is equal to 1 upon 8. Therefore E1 is equal to 8 times E. That's our answer. For this question, you need to just understand the previous question. This question is connected to the previous question. In the same way, even if you don't know this previous question, you have to solve in the same manner. First, you need to find out how much is the efficient energies. First, different energies you have to find out. E1 is equal to what is the E? E will be T into effective area. What will be the effective area here? 4 pi capital R square. And then it is getting formed into many droplets. Then it will be then N in T into N into 4 pi small r square. Now there also we can find out the relationship, then R upon capital R and the small r, and then again after doing the same thing, here what was the question here? Instead of giving perfect value, here we have been given a value 512, but if instead of value we have solved the previous question by taking the value to be n, and this question the value is already given. The both questions are same. Initial question the things were like the drop is combined, many droplets are combined to form a drop. Now in this question a drop is formed, is sprayed into many droplets. Just the opposite thing, we have to just reverse the same thing. Okay, next question. This is NEET paper 2 2016. Now the simple questions are coming ahead. Okay, a rectangular film of liquid is extended from 4 cm by 2 cm to 5 cm by 4 cm. If the work done is 3 into 10 to the power 4 joule, the value of the surface tension of the liquid is. Again very simple question, value of surface tension is being asked. Tension is what? Tension is equal to work done upon change in area, effective change in area. Now what is the effective change in area? How much area is being changed? Now here it's a film. It's a film means what? It's both sided area I have to consider. Now this thing is very important, because this being a film I have to consider both the surfaces. Now initially there is some rectangular film, something like that, which is filled here, and then it's having side 2 cm by 4 cm. That's the initial position. Then it is being extended. Now instead of 4 it's having now 5 and it's increased to something like that. It's not up to the scale. Now this side become 5 cm and this side become now 4 cm. Now we need to find out how much is the increase in area. This part we need to find out how much is the increase in area. Now effective increase in area. Now this area I need to double it, because areas I need to consider from both the surface, from the above surface and from the below surface, because it's a film. Okay, here only I'll write it down. Change in area. Final area is what? 5 into 4, and the initial area was 4 into 2, that is 20 minus 8, that is equal to 12 centimeter square. Now centimeter square is not the thing which I need. I want area to be in terms of meter. Now how to convert it into meter? 12 into centimeter to meter is what? 0.01 whole square. That will be meter. 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meter. Therefore my answer will be 12 into 0. Otherwise I can keep it like that, doesn't matter. This is sufficient for us to know. Now this is one sided area. This is not the complete area. This is for only for one surface. For one surface. For one surface. For both the surface, area effective, change in area effective is equal to, that will be twice 4 into 10 is to power or 4 into 0.01 into square meter. That's the value I am getting. This can be written as 24 into 10 is to power minus 4 meter. This is the change in area, effective area. Okay, now what is being asked to us? Tension. Tension is equal to what? Tension is equal to work done upon effective change in area. Work done which is given to is 3 into 10 is to power 4 joule, 10 is to power minus 4 joule, and the area which is given to us is 24 into 10 is to power minus 4. That's the change in area which had happened. Now this is going to get cancelled. 1 upon 8, that is equal to 0.125. Tension is Newton per meter. This is the answer. Option number C. Formula is same everywhere. The formula we are having very like on the fingers we can find out the formula. Formula is very simple. T is equal to work done upon change in area. T is equal to energy upon area. T is equal to change in energy upon change in area, or T is equal to force upon length. These are the only formulae for which we have to deal when we are dealing with the surface energy and surface tension. But only there is some mathematical things which we need to think, that is how to find out area. There we need our intelligence. It's a general sense, common sense we need to use to find out how much is the change which is happening in the area. Okay, next question. Thousand droplets of water having 2 mm diameter, each goal is to form a single drop. Given the surface tension of water is 0.072 Newton per meter, the energy loss in the process is. Now here energy will be lost. Why? Because already there is lots of potential energy when there are many droplets, and because they are having more surface there. Now when it is formed into one drop, big drop, the surface is getting reduced. Because surface is getting reduced, that's why area, because the area is getting reduced, that's why the energy is being released. That's why there is some kind of loss in energy. Okay, we already know the formula. That formula we can directly apply it here. We know the effective length here, effective area, change in effective area is equal to, we have taken this formula in the beginning, in the starting of this lecture we have seen this. This effective area will be what? 4 pi. Now here it's in terms of small r, because droplets are given, that is being formed into drop. 4 pi r square into n minus n 2 by 3. That's the formula which we are knowing about the effective area. Now we know about the tension. Tension is equal to energy, loss in change in energy upon change in effective surface area. Therefore change in energy is equal to T into whatever is the effective area, that is 4 pi r square n minus n 2 by 3. Now I have been given with the radius. Radius is given in terms of millimeter. I need to convert it into meters. Tension is given to us is 0.072 into 4 pi, r will be 0.02, or it can be written as 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 whole square. Value of n is 1000 minus 1000 raised to the power 2 by 3. Zero 72 into 4 into 22 by 7 into 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 whole square. 1000 minus 1000 cube is 10, 10 square is 100. Now after solving this, I am just giving you the direct answer. The answer comes to be 8.146 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule. This is the answer. If you want, you can solve it by yourself. You can find out, you can calculate it. Therefore, the answer will be A, option number A. Okay. Now the next question. Now this is coming from the CET, very simple question. Molecules on the surface of a liquid have A, maximum kinetic energy, B, minimum kinetic energy, C, maximum potential energy, and D, minimum potential energy. Now we already know that whenever we bring molecule from the down inner water to the surface of the liquid, then its potential energy is increasing. And when we are having any now we have seen that molecular theory. In that theory, we have just understood that the molecules on the surface of a liquid are having maximum potential energy. Whatever the energy is there, we have to give extra energy to bring molecule of the liquid from the inside of the liquid to the surface. Now that extra energy is stored in the form of kinetic energy, and this energy will be maximum at the surface. Therefore, the answer will be C. Next question. Now the questions are simpler now. The difficulty level is actually decreasing here. Next question. A metal wire of density rho floats on water surface horizontally. If it is not to sink in the water, then the maximum radius of wire is proportional to. Okay, now we are having a wire. There is some surface of water. There is some container, inside that there is water here. Some water is there. And on that water we are having this wire. A small wire is there. Now as such, there are two ways to calculate, because whenever we say wire, we are taking 2 times length. But here there are one condition, whenever it's not given the thickness, sometimes we can even consider the thickness is very small. Thickness of the wire is very small. In that case, we can just consider the effective length to be L. Okay, in this case now I'll show you the top view of this water. This water is like this, and this wire is here. And the length of wire is given to us, that is something like L. It's not given, but I am just considering it to be L. And in that case, we will be having a force which will be acting on this, which will be tangential to the surface. And then we can say tension is equal to force upon effective length. So as such, whenever we consider this kind of question, we had taken this effective length to be twice L. But if we'll just consider both the cases now. Now here there are sometimes confusions whether should take it like L or twice L. Now it depends. We have to see the options sometimes. Even you take twice L, the answers will be perfect. But if it is not in the option, then we have to take it like L. Now first I will just try to take it by taking effective length as twice L, because this wire will be having two sides. One side is here on this side, another will be from above side. Both the sides I have to consider the length. That's why the length will be, effective length will be taken as twice L. But I will show you by taking twice L, I will not get the answer. Then, okay, first we will see the answer by taking it to be twice L. In that case, the force will be, force which is being exerted on the surface will be T into twice L. That's the force. Now this wire is having its own mass. It's not sinking. Means what? It's having its mass, that is mg, mass into mg. There is a force which is pulling it down, but still it's getting balanced. Why? Because there is a force here from both the sides. There is a force here, and what is that force? That force is here. This is our force which is coming because of the force of tension, and that force is balancing this force mg. Now here I can say that F is equal to mg. Now what is that F? I'll write it here. F is equal to T into twice L is equal to M into G. Now the things are not given in terms of mass. Now what is mass? Mass is equal to, we have another relationship, mass is equal to, or we can say density. Density is being given, so density can be written as rho is equal to mass upon volume. And now I can convert mass is equal to then rho into volume. What will be the volume here? Volume will be, okay, I'll just write it mass into volume first. Mass into volume. Now I'll be replacing it here. T into 2L is equal to density into volume. Volume of the wire will be 2 pi r into L. 2 pi r into L, that's the volume. Oh sorry, 2 pi r into L. It will be pi r square into L. We have to consider the area into length. Pi r square, cross sectional area of a wire into length, that will be its volume, into G. L are going to get cancelled. Now we wanted the value of, okay, value of R is to be find out. T 2T upon rho pi G is equal to R square. Therefore my answer will be here. Answer will be R is equal to under root of 2T upon rho pi G. That's the answer which I am getting. But I am seeing it here, I am not having any option like that. Now in that case, now instead of taking this wire as a very thick wire, if I am considering it as a thick wire, then I have to consider is having two lengths. One length is from this side, another side, because I am taking it like a cross sectional area. This is the wire and this side is L and this another side is L, and that's why I have taken here effective length to be twice L. But by taking effective length to be twice L, I am not getting the answer. Therefore I have to consider this effective length to be L, and then my answer will be option number A. That will be my answer. Now as such, considering twice L is not a wrong consideration, that is also right. But by seeing the question or by seeing the options, we have to sometimes change our understandings. Okay, we'll go to the next question. This is from AIEEE, something like JEE Mains equivalent. A thin liquid film formed between a U-shaped wire and a light slider supports a weight of 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 Newton. See the figure. The length of the slider is 30 centimeter and the weight is negligible. The surface tension of the liquid film is. Again, same kind of question is being asked. It's a liquid film. As soon as the liquid film is given, now it's for sure that the length I have to take is twice L, because the length will be from the above surface and the down surface, from both the surfaces of film I have to take this. Now this surface is sliding, this length is sliding. The length here L is equal to what? L is given to us is 30 centimeter. 30 centimeter is 0.3 meter. That is given to us. Now this length is being supported by this weight. As such, the surface, this bubble is will try to, this slider is free to move, and because of surface tension, this slider should come up, because the area, because of the surface tension, the film is always will try to reduce its area. But now because of the small weight, this force which is being exerted here, the surface force due to surface tension, that will be balanced because of this weight. Now here the consideration will be the same. I have to equate them. Initially I'll just find out F is equal to M into G. W is M into G. Now what is that F? We know that formula, tension is equal to force upon effective length. Therefore force is equal to T into effective length, here will be twice L, and just I need to equate it here. Therefore T into twice L is equal to M into G. Now what is being asked to us? We need to find out surface tension. Therefore surface tension T is equal to M. M is given to us. Yes, weight is given, means mg is directly given to us. Value of mg which is given to us is 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 upon 2 into L. L is 0.3. Okay, therefore T is equal to, it will be something like, okay, Okay, we'll just try to write it down. 1.5 into 10 is to power minus 2 into 2 into 3 into 10 is to power minus 1. This will be twice. This is going to be now 1 by 4 into 10 is to power minus 1. That is equal to 0.24 into 10 is to power minus 1. That is equal to 0.025 Newton per meter. That's the tension. That's the value of tension. Okay, we'll go to the next question. If you are feeling that a lecture is becoming too lengthy, you can take a break in between and you can again join it. But try to do it with a peaceful mind. And always when you are solving it, first see the question, try it yourself. Pause the video for some time, and once if you are not getting the answer, then see the video, or if you are getting the answer, then again see the video to verify your answer, and then go ahead. Okay, the next question. Work done in increasing the size of a soap bubble from a radius of 3 cm to 5 cm is nearly. 5 cm is nearly. Okay, now we need to know work done. Work done will be what? We know that tension is equal to work done upon change in area. Now this is effective area. Now here it's a bubble. It's a soap bubble. Means I need to consider area inside and the outside. Both the areas are increasing. Okay, and what is being asked? Work done W is equal to tension into change in effective area. That's what will be our formula here in this case. Initially we are having a small bubble, then it's blown into the bigger bubble. Initially the radius here is 3 cm, then it's increased to 5 cm. Now areas are doubled. Areas are like both the areas I have to consider inside and the outside area. Now the change in area will be the final area minus the initial area. T into 2 times I will just consider the areas here. Now area will be here 4 pi initial after the final area is capital R square minus 2 into 4 pi small r square. That's what is my formula. Therefore T into 8 pi in bracket r square minus r square. 8 pi t. Now this r square, the value is already known to us. Final value is 5.05 whole square minus 0.03 whole square. I had converted centimeters into meter, and then the value will be 8 pi. T value is already given to us. Okay, I will put it little later. Here it will be 25 into 10 is to power minus 4 minus 9 into 10 is to power minus 4. And final answer will be 8 into 22 by 7 into tension which is given to us is 0.03 into subtraction here will be 16 into 10 is to power minus 4. And after solving all of this, okay, anyways, I need not to replace this pi value because I am seeing the options. Options are with the help of pi. Already pi is there. I'll keep pi as it is. Now after multiplying this, here it will be 8 into 16 into 3 into 10 is to power minus 2 into 10 is to power minus 4. Now this is equivalent to something like 4 pi into 10 is to power minus 3 joule. This is the answer. Minus 3 is actually millijoule. This is the answer. Just remember this formula. Understand the logic. Logic understanding is very important. Calculation is the secondary part. Anyone can do these calculations. Okay, next question. This is MST CET 2019 question. The surface tension of a soap solution is 0.035 Newton per meter. The energy needed to increase the radius of a bubble for 4 cm to 6 cm is. Pi value is also given to us. Same kind of question, instead of 4 to 5, in the previous question we had area radius increased from 3 to 5, here it is increasing from 4 to 6. Same kind of calculation I need to do. Delta E is equal to 2 times, it's like delta E. Okay, I will just write it down. Our normal formula, what is there? Tension is equal to energy being asked, means what, delta E is equal to tension is equal to delta E upon effective change in area. Therefore, delta E is equal to T into delta effective area change. Now, how much is the area change? Again, it's a soup solution. The soup bubble will be coming. It will be having surface area inside and the outside. The same kind of logic which is there above, that I need to apply here. So that's why I will not solve it. You can take it like a homework. I will just give you the answer of this question. This question is having the answer. It will be again the same. Tension into 2 into 4 pi r square minus 4 pi r square. That is going to give us the answer of energy, and the answer which is coming here is 1.76 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. Both the questions are identical, above question and this question, only the values are different. So that's why I just directly given you the answer here, 10 to the power minus 3. The option will be B. The next question. Okay, I just need some time. Okay, next question. A water drop of radius 1 centimeter is broken into 1000 equal droplets. If the surface tension of the water is 0.075 Newton meter, then the gain in surface energy will be. Okay, we know this formula for finding out effective area, change in effective area. Now this area is in terms of drop. Big drop is there which is being scattered into many droplets. Now formula will be 4 pi. Value of R is 1 centimeter, that is equal to 0.1 meter whole square. N value is given to 1000, cube root of that minus 1. This will be then 4 into 22 by 7 into 1 into 10 to the power minus 4 into, this will be 10 minus 1. Effective change in area is equal to 4 upon 22 upon 7 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 9. Something like that I am getting it here. Now we know tension is equal to change in energy upon change in effective area. Therefore, change in energy is equal to tension. Tension value is already given to us. That is 0.075 into the effective area is 4 into 22 by 7 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 4. This can be written as 75. So we can write it something like this: 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 4 into 22 by 7 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 4. Writing it here. Can be written as 7.5 can be written as 15 upon 2 into 4 into 22 by 7 into 9 into 10 to the power minus 6. 30 into 9 into 22 by 7 into 10 to the power minus 6, and I am just giving you the final answer. The final answer which comes to be here, okay, the final answer is nearly 8.5 into 10 to the power 4 joule. That's the answer after solving it. Therefore, the answer will be option number B. That's our answer. These are again the same question, just we need to know this formula. Once we know this formula, then the things are very easy. Okay, the next question we are having now remaining 2 questions only. They are not that difficult. This is from Assam CEE 2015. A liquid is contained in a vertical tube of the semicircular cross section as shown in the figure. If the angle of contact is 0, then the ratio of the force of surface tension on the flat side to the curved side of the tube will be. Now here inside there is water or any liquid, water is being shown here. There is liquid inside. Now when there is a liquid, if this is completely filled with a liquid, now liquid will be having tension. Now they want to know how much will be the tension, the ratio of tension on this length upon this length. These two ratios are has to be find out. Now what is our tension? We know the value of tension. Tension is equal to force upon effective length, L effective. In the first case, tension T1 is equal to F. The force, there will be some force here. Tension will be same. I can write it tension only because tension, value of tension will be same. And they are asking us the value of F1. Here effective length, in the first case, the effective length will be twice R. That's the first case. Therefore, F1 is equal to 2 pi T. Similarly, another case, T is equal to F2. This is on the another side upon, here the length will be pi R. Therefore, F2 is equal to pi R upon into T. And what is being asked? F1 upon F2. The ratio is being asked to us, that will be then 2 pi T upon pi RT. Pi are going to get cancelled, TT is going to get cancelled. Therefore, my answer will be 2 upon pi. That's what is my answer here. Okay. Therefore, option will be D. Just we need to find out how to find out effective length. If you know how to calculate effective length, things are very easy. Any kind of questions will be, twisted question can be asked. Just we need to have little idea of our geometry, and with the help of geometrical understanding we can find out effective length. Next question, and this is the last question which had came in the 2019 paper. A liquid film is formed over a frame MNOP as shown in the figure. The wire OP can slide without friction. The mass to be attached to the wire OP to keep it in equilibrium. Now this OP can slide, and because of the surface tension this will want to go up, because the surface is always trying to reduce its area because of surface tension. There is some force which is being acted here. Now this force has to be balanced now with some kind of force. Now there is to be some force mg, some kind of mass I am attaching here, and that is being asked to us. Now what is tension? Tension is equal to force upon L effective. Now what is L effective here? Here the length is OP, that is given to us, that is L. It's L given in terms of L. In the options we can see OP is L, and then it's a surface film, it's a liquid film, because it will be having both the surfaces, above surface and the down surface. That's why the effective length will be twice L. T is equal to F upon twice L. Therefore F is equal to T into twice L. That is the value of F. Now this F, this force which is upside, has to be balanced with mg. If I see this free body diagram here, there is force mg which is acting on this rod, and above there is force F. Therefore F is equal to mg, and from this both equation 1 and equation 2, I can just compare it. T into twice L is equal to m into g. They are asking us the value of m. Therefore m is equal to 2 LT upon g. That will be the value of m. To option number A. That's the solution what we are looking for. Okay. Thank you all for joining us. If you want notes of this, then already in the description the link of this notebook, whatever the notebook I am using here, one notebook, that is given. You need to open it in Chrome browser, any browser, but you need to copy that address and put it into any browser, then you will be able to access it. In case you find difficulty in accessing, you can write me in chat, then I will send you the PDF of that. Okay, thank you all for joining. See you in the next video.